Hello everyone, this is Manohar Reddy, Department of Cybersecurity, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. In this session, I am going to explain the concept of application level gateways. So, application level gateways are working as a communication devices inside of the network. So, how they are using in the real-time communication, we are seeing. So, the application level gateways. So, generally, the application level gateways are nothing but they are operated in the application layer. They are operated in the application layer. So, here the application level gateways, it operates in the application layer of the OSI model and actively inspect the contents of the packets that are passed through to the gateway. So here the gateway is nothing but different types of network devices. Gateways is nothing but different types of network devices such as routers, hubs, and switches, bridges. All these are all different types of networks. So network devices. So all the devices are having the same working principles called packet transmission. Same working principles called packet transmission. So here the application level gateways are inspected that each and every packets, the incoming packet or outgoing packets. So which are nothing but inbound packets, and outbound packets. So there actively inspects that contents of packets that are passed through the gateways. So all the packets are being transmitted from one layer to another layer with the help of these devices. So all these devices are not able to inspect that all the packets are coming to the devices is correct or not. But the application level gateways are inspecting that the packets are being transmitted to this layer or that layer is correct or not. So they are actively inspecting that all the packets transmitted. So it acts as a intermediate system between the internet and the application server. So here it acts as the intermediate system between the internet as well as application server. That understands that the relevant of application protocol. So application protocol maintains the all applications which are going to be seen by the user. So application protocol helps you to find the applications from the different websites or different webs. So here the gateway inspects that all the packets are being transmitted from application server or internet to the users is correct or not. You can able to check. So the gateway interprets each incoming request, reduces the request to the application server. So the gateway always trying to inspect that each and every request is correcting request or not, and valid request or not. It checks that each and every incoming request and reduces the requesting overload. On the application server. So all the number of requests are loaded on the application server, right? So to reduce that all the workload or overload on the server is application level gateways are inspecting that each and every incoming requests. So each and every incoming requests are inspected by this application level gateways. So an application level gateway intercepts that incoming and outgoing packets. So always it checks that each and every incoming and outgoing packets to reduce this requesting overloads on the application server. So it runs a proxy to copy and forward information across the gateway and functions as a proxy server, thereby preventing any direct connection between a trusted server or a client and an untrusted host. So it always checks that a connection is trusted connection or not. a connection is a trusted connection or not. A sites are trusted sites or not. That is nothing but security sites or not. Security sites or not. So always application level gateways are checking or inspecting that each and every packets, each and every data is transmitted from server is being securitized or not. And every time it checks that intercepting that all the packets which are coming from lower layer to higher layer, lower layer to higher layer. So each and every packets are being transmitted from lower layer to higher layer. It always checks that the packet is valid or not, the incoming request is valid or not, the reducing the overload is correcting or not. So every moment, everything it going to be checks. Everything it going to be checks. So here you can understand this diagram. So these are all the local hosts. These are all the local hosts, and this is the firewalls. And here application level proxy lies between two firewalls. So this is one firewall security mechanism, and this is one firewall security mechanism. So here the application level proxy. This is one application level proxy. So proxy means which maintains all the web caches previous searched information, and it lies between two firewalls. It lies between two firewalls. So here this is the outside firewall. This is the outside firewall, and this is the inside firewall. So suppose it is nothing but application server. You can take it as application server, and this is the local host. This is the local host. You can say that. So to transfer or to search for the any type of data on the web application server, from the application server the incoming request is intercepting by these firewalls or by this firewall to this application level proxies. So here the application level proxies are inspecting that each and every packets are transmitted from application server is valid or not. It checks that each and every packet is being transmitted from this application server is valid or not. If it is not valid, then the firewall is protected from this data to the system or to the application level proxy. So if in case if this firewall is configured with less security, or if firewall is compromised with the hackers, then application level proxies intercepting that each and every packets, or intercepting that each and every message which is coming from the application server is not trusted. If it is not trusted, if the incoming connection is not trusted, the packet receiving side is not trusted, then the application level proxies are stopping that all the data incoming from this application server. So if the data is trusted, then automatically it forwards to the inside firewall of the local host. If the data or if the packets are transmitted from application server to this side is trusted, then inside firewall is also able to send that data or message or packets to the local system. If at all if at all the connections are not trusted, if at all the data is not trusted, if at all the data or incoming requests are not trusted, then automatically blocks all the incoming requests or incoming connections from this application server. So this is also blocking the mechanism, this is also blocking the mechanism, this is also blocking the mechanism. So the firewalls configured in between this local system and application server is to protecting the system. Even though if those two firewalls are compromised, then proxy application level proxy helps you to provide the security or not compromising the connections for data transferred to the local host. So this is the way application levels are going to be inspected. Each and every packets are transferred through, even though the security firewalls are configured or compromised as a security premises, the application level proxies may not be compromised. So application level proxies may not be compromised because they are inspecting that each and every level of the packet transmission. They are inspecting that each and every level of the packet transmission. So this is the way we can understand that application level gateways are useful to provide the service from application server to the local host. And as the functions of an application level gateways can be defined as follows. So it allows client applications to use dynamic TCP or UDP ports to communicate with the non ports used by the server application. So always application server has to be understand that the ports utilized by the systems, the client systems, are trusted or not. So even though a firewall configuration may allow only a limited number of known ports, so some of the ports are known ports to the firewalls, then they can able to forward that to the application level gateways. But application level gateways are communicated with them with intercepting of all the messages are trusted or not. So convert the network layer address information found inside an application payload between the addresses acceptable by the hosts on either side of the firewall or network address translation. So convert the network layer address information found inside an application payload between the address acceptable by the host on either side of the firewall. So the network layer address has to be informed or information to be found to the next layer. So deep packet inspection of all the packets over a given network. So deep packet inspection of all the packets over given a network. So within the range of the network, the packets are being transmitted. So all the packets are inspected deeply. All the packets are inspected deeply in the application level gateways. So here we can understand that application level gateways are acting as a middle between both outside host as well as inside host. So the inside host maintains the inside connection and outside host maintains the outside connection. So here the application level gateways are treating as a telnet or FTP or SMTP or HTTP. So telnet is one type of application level gateway protocol. FTP file transfer protocol is a type of application level gateway protocol. Simple mail transfer protocol is also a type of application protocol, and HTTP is also one type of application level gateway protocol. So all these type of protocols are restricting that if the connection is trusted, then telnet protocol acting as application level gateway to communicate between both outside and incoming, both outside and inside. Similarly, FTP protocol, file transfer protocol, authorize that connection. If the connection is authorized or if the connection is trusted, then it forwards the files to inside to local or outside to inside. And a simple mail transfer protocol as acting as a application level gateway to sending mails from outside connection to inside connection or inside connection to outside connection. And HTTP protocol, hypertext transfer protocol, also sending an applications from both inside connection to the outside connection if it is trusted. If the application is trusted, the HTTP protocol acting as a application level gateway to sending the application from inside connection to outside connection or outside connection to inside connection, vice versa. So these are all the application level gateway protocols. They are maintaining, they are inspecting, they are intercepting each and every connections or files or mails or applications from inside connection to outside connection or outside connection to inside connection. If the connection is trusted, then telnet approves that the connection has to be established in between outside and inside. Similarly, FTP file transfer protocol also approves that both the connections are trusted, then able to forward the files. Similarly, SMTP protocol, simple mail transfer protocol, approves that the mail has to be delivered from inside connection to outside connection, if and only if it is trusted. Similarly, HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol also acting as the application level gateway protocol to transfer the applications from inside connection to outside connection. Inside connection to outside connection. So these are all some examples of application level gateways. Examples of application level gateways that are communicating both inside and outside connections to utilizing the connection service, utilizing the file transfer service, utilizing the mail transfer service, utilizing the application downloading service. So in the above figure, some telnet, FTP, SMTP, HTTP are working as a application level gateways. Working as a application level gateways. So based on the type of service, if it is connection, then telnet as a application gateway. If it is file, FTP as a application level gateway. If it is mail, then SMTP as a application level gateway. If it is HTTP, then application as a application level gateway. So there are two types of proxies used by application level gateways. So there are two types of application level gateways. One is application specific proxies and the second one is application level filtering. One is application specific proxies, second one is application level filtering. So here the application specific proxies accept only packets that are generated by the services that are designed to copy, forward and filter. Copy, forward and filter. So these the application specific proxies that accepts only packets that are generated by the services. They are designed to a copy, forwarding or filter. For example, if an application level gateway runs a telnet, only packets generated by this service could pass through the firewall. So only related to this service only, the packets are being transmitted to the firewall. All other services would be blocked. And similarly, application level filtering. So application level gateway runs proxies that each and every examines and filters that individual packets. So here application specific proxies, what it does actually, it accepts only packets that are generated by services and they are designed to copy, forwarding and filtering. But here it examines each and every packets and it filters the individual packets. So those proxies can filter particular kinds of commands or information in the application protocols. The proxies are designed to copy, forward and filter. So these proxies can filter particular kinds of commands. After filtering only, the application specific proxy services has to be done. So that is nothing but designed to copy, forwarding and filtering. And translation between IPv4 and IPv6 nodes. So how the application level gateways are using as a translation between IPv4 and IPv6. So here application level gateways are used as one of the translation technology to connect the host node between IPv4 and IPv6. So this is achieved by connecting IPv4 with the host node of IPv6. In higher level protocols for the specialized application process in the gateway program. The translator analyzes that the data format of payload and prepares an application level gateway that converts the IP address and port number information for all the protocols. So the translator analyzes that the data format of payload and prepares that application level gateway that converts the IP address and port number information for all the protocols. So automatically it translates the IPv4 versions, IPv4 protocol numbers and everything which are related to the IPv6 nodes. Related to the IPv6 nodes. And the limitations of application level gateways. So limitations of application level gateways. So here an application level gateway does have drawbacks which limits its functionality. So they are delay due to the amount of time it can take to inspect packets. So to inspecting each and every packets, there is some amount of time is to be delayed. So the delay is the term which is maintaining some waiting time, So delay due to the amount of time it can take to inspect packet. So many applications are not designed for application level gateways. Some of the applications like web applications or email applications are not designed for application level gateways. And the speed and routing issues also. There. And application level gateways does not serve as a good choice if the application protocol embedded in IP addressing. So these are all some limitations. It provides services as application level gateways, but they are not. They are having some limitations, certain limitations to use that all application level gateways as the services for like mail services, file services, and connection services and application services. So that is a way it have some limitations to do not use more and more. So that is about the limitations of application level gateways. So that is about application level gateways. So once we revise the topics which we discussed in the session. So the basic thing about application level gateways. So what it does actually. So it operates actually in the application layer. It operates actually in the application layer of OSI model. So it actively inspecting that the contents of packets that are passed through the gateway. So through gateways, the gateways are nothing but all the devices like routers, hubs, switches, bridges, and all this. So the intermediate system between internet or application server. So here, always it checks that the incoming requests or incoming packets are being transmitted from level to level or lower layer to higher layer are all inspected by this application level gateways, such that if they are trusted, then it is able to forward it to the destination side. And here we can see the how the working process. This is the application server and this is the local host, and these two are the firewalls configured in between those local connection and application server. So these two firewalls also blocking the untrusted connections. If these two firewalls compromised as a trusted one, the application level application level gateways are acting as a proxy to blocking that data coming from firewalls also. Blocking the data which is coming from firewalls also. So this is the way we can understand that the firewalls are to be configured as a security mechanism, and application level proxy also configured as a security mechanism. They have to stop the untrusted connections or untrusted incoming data. So that is about this diagram and functions of application level gateways. So the how it calculates the port numbers, how they are communicating with the next layers with the help of that network address translations, firewalls. It automatically checks that each and every incoming packets. And here some of the protocols working as a application level gateways for the connection service, the telnet protocol working as application level gateway. For the file transfer file transfer protocol acting as application level gateway. And to transfer the mail mechanism, SMTP protocol acting as application level gateway, and HTTP protocol also acting as the application level gateway. So these are all some types of application level gateways which are designed for inspecting the packets based on the connection, based on the files, based on the mails, based on the application. Right. So that is about this application level gateway services. So there are two types of proxies that we have. One is application specific proxies, and the second one is application level proxies, application level filterings. So application specific proxies accept that only packets that are generated by services, and they are designed to only forwarding or filtering the data. But application level filtering, each and every packet has to be examined by them, and it also filters that individual packets. And the translation between IPv4 and IPv6 nodes. So here application level gateways are acting as a translation technology that connects host between IPv4 and IPv6. And some certain limitations. The limitations of application level gateways have some certain types of limitations, which are having the delay amount of time is over, and many applications are not designed for application level gateways. Example, web securities or web, and the speed and routing issues also there, and some, and it is not at all a good choice for embedding IP addresses in the application. So this is about the application level gateways and its services, its application level gateway types, and application level gateways limitations. Thank you all.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.